Hello, good morning. This is Doing Relationships Right. I'm Jennifer Hurwitz, and I'm laughing already because if you see, I have my boyfriend in the house. Jim Healey's with us today. We're going to talk about relationships and all things relationships, but he's making me laugh already. And if you'll notice, he's not here next to me.
No.
He's not. He's on his own screen.
I've been banished.
He's been banished to the
I've
upstairs.
been exiled. I'm in exile.
He's in exile upstairs in my
I've been sent to my room.
sent to his room, the middle bedroom upstairs, because we've decided that we're not going to sit side by side today. He's actually in my home, but he's upstairs.
I am upstairs.
He's upstairs. Hi, Jim.
Maybe because you're BO.
No, it's not.
He just showered. It can't be your BO.
It can't be. We're going to try and keep this serious.
Professional?
Professional. That's right. Professional.
Why do we do that?
Because it makes for a better podcast. So this is a Just Jen episode. It's Friday, and I decided to have Jim Healey join me in a Just Jen episode because we've been together for 4 years, and I figured it's time that he can join me.
There we
Just
go.
Jen.
I should have. I'm disappointed in my name. I should have put like a better name down there.
You don't see it, Jim.
I see it.
No, but
It doesn't show up on the screen for people?
You're not going to see it during the recording when people see it. So if you're listening to the podcast today, you're listening. But if you're watching it on YouTube, which is always fun, then you get to see Jim and his face
I'm sorry in advance.
with your ring light. You look lovely.
That's a lie.
I know,
Look at you, all professionally lit.
Oh,
You got the
know,
bricks
my bad,
behind
Jen.
you.
My bricks.
I've got like some type of welfare situation.
You look
Like no
Excuse me,
blinds.
that's my house you're talking about. Anyway, so today, Jim, we did no prep work because I'm the expert and you are my boyfriend.
Okay.
Expert-ish.
Expert-ish.
We know all about communication and about relationships. So the topic today is, I thought it would be fun to ask you some questions about what men really, really, really want not in a partner, but in a relationship. We've done what they're looking for in a partner, but what they're looking for in a relationship. We've been together 4 years, and it has been up and down, and up and down, and up and down.
Nothing but ups.
You're such a liar.
It's big ups.
It's not easy. It's not easy. Relationships are not easy. They're not. It's a lot. It takes work and commitment. And
Does it?
Yes, and it takes making a choice to be together, even though every day you threaten that you're going to break up with me.
No, I think you're the threatener.
I'm just going to leave. If you don't like it, I'm going to leave. I don't think that's appropriate.
I don't feel that airing our dirty laundry is a good thing, Jennifer.
Okay, so I have some things. Jim, do you want to give your opinion on what you think?
Sure. Why don't
one
you
thing
give me
that
a list of things that you feel that men should want
I should give you a
in a
list.
relationship, and then I will say yes or no.
I will give you a list because sometimes I
I
say
bring
to you,
nothing to the table, Jen.
You bring a lot to the table. But I
That's a
think
lie.
sometimes I'll say to you, what do you want to do? And you're like, I don't care, whatever you want. And that bugs me.
Because I don't care, honestly.
But sometimes you do.
Not much.
Never?
No.
Okay, that's so nice. So what do you think, what do you think is something that you really think that men really like? Maybe they don't say it, or maybe they don't right off the bat say, this is what I'm looking for, because in relation, what do you think what is a big thing that men really want? Let's do 8 things that men really want. in
Respect.
Respect. You think it's the biggest thing?
I think, yeah, it's got to be up there, I would think. I think
Yes,
most
I agree
men,
with you.
most men want to be respected, I would guess.
Be respected. Do you think respect is earned?
It should be.
Or
I
do
mean,
you
I think you should inherit a certain level, but I think over time you earn more respect. It's a bank account, so you make deposits and you get more respect, or you make withdrawals and get less respect. So, I mean, if the guy's a jerk and cheats on his girlfriend or, is abusive, then that guy should get less respect than the guy that's, a good guy, I would guess.
Okay, now we'll segue into that. I'll just give you a little question here. Do you think that people that cheat always cheat, or do you think people that are cheaters can change? Or do you think
That's
it's
a
based
tough
on the
one.
situation?
I think it depends on the situation, but I think, there's certainly a nugget of truth there. I think most people that have infidelity continue to do that behavior, unless they really work on themselves.
Oh, yeah.
I think you need to change something about your personality. If you're not faithful to people, then,
You think it's a you problem, not a me problem, not a you problem.
everything's a you problem.
Everything's a
No, I mean, I think, I don't know. Haven't you met people that are just quote unquote sluts that
excuse me.
they cheat on everybody, and that's just male or female?
Please, let's not make that his soundbite. Please. Let's not make
What?
that.
I'm not
No,
saying
your soundbite.
women.
Don't you know
I'm
everyone has a
saying
bunch of-
male or female. Don't you know people that are just,
Yeah,
pick
but
the,
I also know people that have cheated on their spouse that have never cheated on their boyfriend since because they cheated for a specific reason. They
Yes.
weren't, right.
Yeah. So like they had one situation. I'm saying a a habitual offender, someone who has cheated on everybody they've ever dated, like that person's more likely, in my opinion, to cheat again, as opposed to someone who, you're in a bad relationship, bad marriage, you're in a bad place, and you slip and fall on some dick. I mean, like that person is.
Please, God, let's not make that a soundbite either. You slip and fall on some dick. Oh, this is going nowhere.
Well, they always say it was an accident. It was an accident. I didn't mean to cheat on you. Come on. I mean, it wasn't an accident. You didn't slip and fall on dick.
Oh God, oh wow. Okay. Let's not put SoberLink on this. We're not going to advertise on this.
Why SoberLink? I'm sober.
I don't think they'll like.
We can link to SoberLink.
We're actually going to drink mimosas today.
We were going to drink mimosas, but in honor of SoberLink, we chose not to.
Yes, my sponsor. We're not going to drink today. Okay, number 2. Let's just. This
has got off the rails already, hasn't it?
Got off the rails. I knew
You've reconsidered your decision.
I said to myself, I did before I threatened you. I said, if you're going to come on the podcast, Jim, you're going to be profesh. This has gone nowhere.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so number 1, we had respect.
Respect. I think respect.
Number 2, I think, this is just my opinion, I think that men like to feel wanted. Not wanted, needed. They like to feel needed. Women tend to think, I'm going to do everything myself. And I think that, do you agree with that? That men like to feel...
I think, it depends. I think a lot of men want that. They want to be, I guess it's better to be wanted than needed. But most men, I think, especially if you have issues, you want to be needed. I have to be needed by my wife or girlfriend. But I think the real thing is you want to be wanted by that person. Right. Right. I mean,
but I'm talking more like, women, I have a really hard time, this receiving help, and I think that I've done a lot of work on the fact that I know that, it makes you feel good. I think like when you're able to do, I know I'm words in your acts of kindness, when you do things for me that are amazing things that I could never do myself, or that I would have to hire someone to do.
Like change a light bulb.
Change a battery in a
flashlight. Change the battery in the garage door.
Okay, I thought you were going to say, yes, exactly. Or bigger things, tile my...
I was making a joke.
I know, thank you. But tiling my, whatever. Or even needing me emotionally, or needing you emotionally, right? Like you're there for me with my diagnosis this year and everything. So, it's hard to take help from people that you care about. So I think that men like to feel, that they're...
Yeah, I think we as humans, I think females too. Don't you want to be wanted and needed? Of course.
I do want to be needed. I'm definitely a fixer. So for me, I like that you come to me for help, which you never do, because you seem to be able to handle everything on your own.
It's mainly because I don't want to be told what to do. I don't like being ordered around.
Well, I like to order you around, honey. That's my job.
Is that on the list? Not being ordered around?
We're not talking about me right now.
Is that number 3?
That is
not to be ordered around?
I think number 3. So number 1 was respect. Number 2 was, I think men like to feel needed a little bit. Mm-hmm. And number 3, I think that we talked about this, was that you like to be enough. You like to be accepted for who you are.
Sure.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's important to, be fulfilling for your partner. I don't know. They just don't want to. I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who thinks, is always on you to change this or that, or although.
So you mean like me when I change your wardrobe, your sunglasses, your everything?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, I don't know. There's 2 sides to that. I think that, it helps. To be with someone who has a different sense of style, we watched that Married at First Sight show. So the guy dresses in the 80s and stuff. And it's like, dude, it's okay to tweak your wardrobe a little bit. And having a different perspective there, I think helps. So,
I think it's
go ahead. But the deeper level being enough, emotionally and as a boyfriend, I think that's another level. And I think it's important that, that you do feel that you're enough, male and female.
And I think that women need to understand that too. Like if they come to the table and they don't think at the very beginning, they sit at a first date and there's something missing, you're never going to change that person. You're never going to make him or her or she be enough if it's not enough, right? So you have to understand going into the relationship that no matter what you do, right? He has to be enough, and you have to accept him for who he is.
And he may be enough in other ways, but those other ways may not be something that you want.
He may be. Say that again.
said he may be enough in other ways, but maybe not in the ways that you want. I mean, there's, if you have ten important points of a man or woman and, he meets eight of them, but the two that he misses are huge things, then it doesn't matter how good those eight are. And then, if, on the other hand, if it's, I don't know, if he does those things, then maybe those things become more important. Maybe those eight things you're like, wow, you know what, he doesn't, I thought I needed 9 and 10, but 1 through 8 are enough. And that's enough for me to, continue this relationship.
Right. And they're so substantial, those 1 through 8, that the 9 and 10 don't, I can live without the 9 and 10 because the 1 through 8 are just,
sure,
that's enough, right? He's enough with the 1 through 8. But I think also you have to remember that if you do choose to stay for those 1 through 8, that you better not resent him for not having the 9 and 10.
And that's where the not enough comes in.
That's where the not enough comes from.
She's like, why don't you 9 and 10?
Right. And they're still harboring that resentment for not having 9 and 10 when they decided to stay for 1 through 8. I have clients and friends that are in those relationships where they're like just beating themselves up because they waited, they dated this guy for 2 years and they in hopes that he would change.
Yeah.
He's not going to, and you knew that 3 months in, but you chose to stay thinking he would change. He's not going to, and that's not fair to him. It's not fair to him.
And the guy that doesn't have Jeff Bezos money isn't suddenly going to have Jeff Bezos money. So if you want a guy rolling up in a Maserati and he doesn't have it and he's not going to have it, you can accept that or you can move on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Or if he doesn't, if he doesn't buy you presents that are sufficient for you, right, at your level, for this birthday, this holiday, this whatever, and it bothers you, and you say to him, and he says, look, that's not my, but that's not what it's never going to happen.
Yep.
That's important to you, then you better,
I'd agree.
I agree. So, yeah, I totally agree. Feel accepted. Okay. What about, this was a good one. Sex.
Yes. Sex. Yes. The answer is yes.
Sex, yes. So yes, sex, yes. But here's another thing too. I think that, and I really do agree when I was talking to people about this. I think it's not just sex in a relationship. Like you just want sex. I think you want your partner to want to have sex.
Yes, it would I think many men would like many men would like their women to initiate sex. It's one thing to accept it, but then it's just like the only time we ever do it is if I put my hand on her hip for long enough and she understands
that. Sign, honey. That's our sign.
Yeah, or whatever, whatever the sign is. I threw out something innocuous there, but if I do X or Y, that, that's the only time we do things. I mean, it'd be nice if she came in and, had on a sexy outfit or initiated things or, that just tells the guy he's wanted and needed. It goes back to the earlier point. So yeah. I think it's important.
Women, and it's so many of my friends, we all talk about this. Like we just, I don't think it's not that we don't want sex, because we do. I mean, I think it's just that we just assume that having sex X, Y, or Z nights a week is like it fulfills
checks a box.
Checks a box, but it's not about that. It's the sex that it's the intimacy part of it. It's the authentic sex, right? It's that sex because it's the connection that you have.
Sure,
it's that connection. So,
I think that's hugely important. I think to have. If you're not having intimacy in your relationship, it's not going to last very long.
No.
So
I talk about that all the time. I talk about it in both my books. Yeah, and intimacy can be, it doesn't have to be sex, but I mean, it would be nice, but I mean, it's also about just walking the door at the end of the day and being kind and hugging and kissing and whatever and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. And sometimes it's hard, but with kids and with work and whatever, but you have to make time.
Absolutely.
And I think that it's not only, a lot of times we hear that women they want more intimacy but I think men do too.
Yeah, I would agree. I think men can handle less intimacy or less, frou-frou stuff, but they definitely, they're more about the act. Many men are more about the act, I think, than all the lead up. And that's kind of where the problem starts, I think, because the women want the lead up. So
off the subject, I'm asking your opinion. So you do agree that men, in your opinion, appreciate a woman who initiates sex?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when I'm talking with my dating clients, about majority of them are older, divorced. How do you feel, or even the younger ones, how do you feel about women initiating a date or initiating a text or initiating, like I know when we started dating, I said to you, don't make it weird. and I didn't hear from you again. And I texted you immediately and I was like, where are you? Why haven't you texted? Like,
You
that's
said
just
not to make it weird, Jen.
well, right. Well, that's my personality. Like, I'm never going to not text a guy. Like, that's not who I am.
Yeah.
But a lot of my clients are like, I'm not texting him until he texts me.
Yeah. I
And
think
then
I think the games are where people fall into problems.
Right.
I mean, the games. It's all about games now. It's I only we go out on 3 dates before we hook up, and like they have these little kind of rules in their head, and I think every situation's different, and if I have to, there's a 5 day rule after hooking up before I text or I call, and like
Is it really 5 days? I
or
told
whatever
you.
it is. I mean, I'm just
Tell
throwing
me
out a
what it
number,
is.
but
Yes,
like
Mom, I don't know what to tell these girls.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, it's especially if you're not dealing with someone face to face. I think it's really tough because you don't have the the nonverbal cues from someone you're speaking with, and you see kind of their mannerisms and how they're doing, and the guy could be saying saying something nice but looking not so nice, and I think the way the guy looks is much more important than what's coming out of his mouth, and vice versa. I mean,
Like,
and playing, he's got 6 people, or she has 6 people in the wings, and all of the games that people play, and that's really killing relationships. I mean, there's too many people doing that kind of stuff and having their rules and not deviating from those rules. I mean, there's no rule that you have to wait 3 days after you hook up to contact someone. I mean, if you're thinking about that person, how about you reach out and say that you're thinking about them. Although dropping 6 texts in the Uber on the way home probably isn't the right answer either.
You're okay. You do think that it is like it is sexy or attractive for a girl to actually reach out, like, and let you know that you're wanted.
Sure.
Would you be more apt to?
But some men are threatened by that.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, like, how do you know, like, if you're that girl, like, let's say that you go on a date. I'll give you a scenario. Let's say that you go on a date with a girl, and you say to her, text me when I get home, that you get home to make sure you're okay, right? So she texts you when you get home.
Sure.
When she gets home, and she says, I'm okay. And you say, great. And you had a great night, whatever. And you close it off.
Mm-hmm.
If she doesn't hear from you in 3 days, are you assuming, and you don't hear from her, are you assuming that she doesn't want to be with you?
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, it's my turn, but what are you assuming?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think if you're an initiator, I think you when you're interested, I think you pick up your phone and you reach out anyway, but like then other people will get cheesed off. It's like, they haven't contacted me in 3 days. That was fun. One and done. Next, who's next in my, in my hopper, my date hopper. So I'll go out with them. So.
I just don't know what to tell these people. It's really hard because
I mean, I don't really think there's a one size fits all. I think it's completely relationship and personality dependent. And if you're dating a person who's not really self-assured and doesn't have that kind of energy about them where they're going to reach out, then that person's never going to reach out. It doesn't matter. You could be God and they're not going to reach out to you. So, so I think it's tough. It's tough to give someone a cookie cutter answer. I think every situation is different.
Right.
But I mean, what do I know?
Well, I'm asking because you're a guy. I think that my listeners, they always love your episodes because it's a guy's perspective, and it's hard to get that. It's actually hard to find a guy, unless you're friends with them, that says the truth about these things.
Yeah, well, it's my truth. I mean, it may not be everyone's truth, but it's mine.
Well, you dated for a long time before me, so I think it's good. And it's hard because
not successfully.
well, now you are successful, sir. You're in a 4-year relationship, but I'm just saying it is difficult, and I think that you're absolutely right. There is no cookie cutter answer, but I think that knowing that men appreciate a woman who shows initiative in general.
I appreciate that.
Right.
I know I would.
Men do.
Yeah.
I think most men do.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a sign of insecurity either. No, everyone says, well, insecure men like it when women. No, that's bullshit. Men in general like a woman who shows them that they're
I think
interested.
everyone wants to be wanted.
Everyone wants to be wanted. Exactly.
Male and female.
I totally agree with you.
I mean,
Okay,
did you
so
just say
it's
you
fine.
agreed with me?
I agree with you.
Oh, we better write this down. What's the
We're
date?
recording it, silly.
The date, the 18th, 4/18/21.
It's recorded. You got it. I agree with you. Okay, so sex. What about this? What about men? Do you think that men want to be included in important conversations and decisions, that they don't want to be left in the dark?
I think most men do. Yeah. I don't know. Not every man, but I think most men, feel pretty self-important, even if they're not, and they want to be at least consulted. And I think, and on the other side of that, I think, they also need to understand their place. I mean, it may not when, you dealing with a situation with your kids, for example, like I do all I can to keep my opinion to myself unless it's actually requested. And you and I see eye to eye on just about everything. So to have someone who doesn't see eye to eye with, with their partner, I mean, that's going to be really tough. So like we're fortunate that we have a lot of the similar opinions, but yeah, I mean, I think just about any guy I know would want to, be able to at least give their opinion, and, weigh in there on what they feel should happen.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not going to be accepted. So I think you need to appreciate that too.
Totally. Okay. Next one and last one. What about this? What about you think that men, do you agree with this one, that you need to maintain male relationships and that you like to have not a lot, but you deserve male time, guy time?
Sure. I think that's, especially if the girl isn't into the stuff that the guy's into, then, or the partner, I mean, whatever the relationship dynamic, but if the partner doesn't like all of the exact same stuff, then you're putting all that stuff on the back burner. A lot of that's going to end up in resentment. Like if you have a motorcycle and want to go ride your motorcycle with your buddies and your girlfriend or boyfriend won't let you do that, then, it's like, well, that's a huge part of my life that I now don't get to participate in, or go to the gym, or, whatever it is, hike, or, camp, or do whatever it is that,
I think it's important
that they're into.
When you have guys trips and you go on your guys the weekends, and I don't think you have to drag your partner around all the time, and vice versa too.
Sure.
But, we watched that show, Married with, I was
Married at First Sight.
What is it?
Married at First Sight.
Yeah, Married at First Sight. And what is it? Who is it? Victoria and Eric? The one who goes out with her friends and like is so mad that
Virginia.
Yeah. Virginia. Yeah. And she's 26 and he's 34, and they matched him up, and she's constantly.
She wants to go party.
Yeah, she's
a 26-year-old kid just out of school and wants to go party with her buddies, and she's a barfly, at least according to the way they present her on that show.
Yes.
I'm assuming that's legit. So yeah. And he doesn't, he's got to go fly a jumbo jet the next day. So the last thing you want to do is be bombed going into work.
And her argument is, she's like, look, if I get drunk and I pass out on one of my guy friends' couches at night, you should be okay with me not coming home. And he's like, are you kidding? Absolutely not. And then Pastor Cowell, one of the,
experts.
I'm so tired. The experts. I slept for 12 hours today. I took Zyzal. Don't ask. Yeah, one of the experts is like, absolutely not. You're married. You don't sleep on your guy friends. She's like, well, they're kind of my gay backs. He's like, I don't give a crap what they are. You come home at night, like.
But they're straight.
Right, but they're straight. But I mean, like, I agree. Like, I just know if you were to call me, like, and be like, I'm sleeping on so and so's couch, I'd be like, don't come home.
Yes.
Don't
stay away. Enjoy.
Yeah.
I would be the same. I would never do that. But if you wanted to. Like I'm not a big person for shopping. So like if you wanted to go on some crazy shopping trip all day with your girlfriends, I mean, hey, go for it. That's important time for you. Or if, there was some brunch activity or something, something else that you, I don't know, whatever, antiquing or, yard sailing or whatever the person's into. If you're not into that stuff, then if that's an important part of their life, I mean, you would hope at some point you're involved at least occasionally in that, just to try to bridge that gap, or golf or whatever. But, but if that's important to your partner to participate in, then you have to give them their guy/girl time to go do that.
I think it's important. I think it's more important when you have kids.
Yes.
I think that when the kids come around, like, you've got to say, look, you go on your guys' weekend, I go on my girls' weekend, and we stay. This is it. This is it.
I know lots of people. Like the guy was gone. Like he worked all week, and then he'd go play golf with his buddies. For like 5-6 hours on Saturday with drinks and everything else. It's like, dude, like, where have you been? Like, you've been gone all week for work, and then now you're gone half the day for Saturday. Like, where's your family time? Where's your life? Where's your, partner time? Like, you're not getting any of that if you're off, hitting a little white ball down a green course, so.
So I read something else too, and we'll finish with this one, that men really want their partner to work out with them. That it's really important for their partners to actually do physical fitness.
Yep.
This is in a men's magazine. That it's really important that relationships, that partners that sweat together stay together. And I laughed so hard because we've been together 4 years, and I don't think the one time I actually sweat in front of you was hiking.
Yep. Well, steeplechase, she sweated like a hog that day.
Oh, that was 30 degrees. Right? Like I think I had like a mist of sweat on me, and I was like dying. I was like, oh, I'm gonna die walking up this hill. I mean, I think that was the one time I actually
Yeah.
exerted any energy.
I think it's good to be active with your partner, but like I
But it's
don't
not
know.
going to
Like
make or
I'm not going to
break
drag
you.
you to my gym to work out.
But
Like,
it's not going to make or break. I've been to your gym a couple times to
well,
watch you work out,
yes,
which is the funniest thing. I've actually been to CrossFit to watch other people work out
Yeah.
in full. I dressed up with my hair done, jeans on. Do you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
I mean, how dumb is that?
I mean, I would love
watch.
to. I would love to see you do a CrossFit workout just to see. But
Okay, if I did a CrossFit workout, okay, let's put it this way. Okay, I will give my listeners, if you all want to come on Clubhouse one day and you want to give, you want to tip me, if I get to $200 on Clubhouse, I will do a CrossFit. I'll do a CrossFit workout. If I get to $200 on Clubhouse and you want to see me, I will record it. I will record a WOD. Is it called a WOD? Look at his face.
workout of the day,
I will do a CrossFit workout.
and we'll scale it for you. Like I won't,
Maybe 200. I should make it 500 because I'll get it. Okay.
Yes, let's make it 500. Let's see.
500.
Let's put it some level where you won't.
Where someone I really won't get it because honestly, if I really got it, I don't know what I would do if I had to do a CrossFit workout.
Well,
I probably would die. Do you think I would die?
Well, I mean, the intensity is up to you. So that's the one. I mean, like I don't want to make this a commercial for CrossFit, but like it's infinitely scalable. Depending on whatever level of physical activity you can withstand, and then it's you control the intensity. So like you
I have to buy gym shoes.
I gave you gym shoes.
I'm just kidding.
And you have so much Lulu. You have like stock in Lulu. I think you.
Honey, I do have stock in Lulu, and I have my hint water.
Yes, here we go. Oh, sorry, I got trapped. I got stuck in the cord.
I want hint
water.
Hint will you sponsor us because I drink hint every day. This is craziness. Okay, anyway, so that's it. I thought this was a great podcast because when we were talking about this morning, I'm like, what can we talk about that people will actually like get something out of? And I'm like,
I have some points that you didn't even take into account.
oh, let me hear them.
Oh, look at that. See, there's one we want her to listen to. Actually, we did kind of cover that one. So one is they want you to be happy. The guy wants the girl to, or the, like that's
a good one.
I think that's my overreaching thing. I mean, like, a lot of times I don't care where we go to dinner or what we do. I just say, well, what do you want? And then like we have the inevitable, what do you want for dinner? And it goes around for 45 minutes and we still haven't decided. And we're looking at the same DoorDash places that we look at every week. And it's infuriating, but like ultimately, I think most boyfriends want their girlfriend to be happy, like because it's less stress in our lives.
Oh, here I am crying, thinking that's just want me to be happy. Meanwhile, you're like,
I do want you to be happy,
really
but
just sick of the annoying part of me. I understand.
Well, no, but I mean that's part of it. But I think
I really think you just want me to be happy. I honestly do. Like people are like, you have the most. I mean, really, like supportive boyfriend ever. But in the long and short of it, I think you just want me to be happy.
Yeah,
I really do. Which is,
if that's even possible.
oh my God, you know what?
It's a joke. I'm just seeing if there's anything else that I typed into this thing. Hold on.
What else? We got any more? Should we end with that? Because that was pretty.
I want to be praised and acknowledged. That's respected. That's kind of covered.
No, that's different. Praise and acknowledge is like, when I say to you, like, I really appreciate you. And I don't say instead of saying like, thank you so much for taking out the garbage, or I appreciate the fact that you did the tile in my bathroom. I appreciate you. Like you every day for showing up and being who you are.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yes.
Okay. Like I appreciate you for doing this podcast. Of course I do. Right. Appreciate you for.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. For being the human that you are. Like, I just love you. Oh, look at the, no, but I mean, people think, I do. I love you. I love you. You know that. So,
I'm
I
done.
think that it's not that when you make a podcast out of it and you like list the things that men really want in a relationship, it doesn't look so difficult, right? It doesn't look like it should be that hard.
Yeah.
Like all these, my friends are like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, or we can't communicate. But it is, daily, you throw in all the daily minutia and bullshit with everything else, it gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
But if you bring it all back to this and you listen to this podcast and maybe you take some notes, that like, it doesn't have to be that difficult.
I would agree. So next one we're doing is what women want in a relationship.
Yes, we can do what women want in a relationship. It'll be totally.
It'll be a whole series sponsored by. Oh, damn it.
Sponsored by.
Sponsored by Hint Water.
By Hint Water. And SoberLink. And guess what? I have some great news.
Oh no! What is your great news?
I was going to do my own little advertisement and like attach it, but I'm going to do it now. I'm doing. For everybody who is doing online dating after divorce or whatever, just before whatever, just dating. I'm doing a 5-series. It's called a mini course, a 5-series video
5-part
series, like online video series of me doing 5 videos that you get a course, and it's all encompassing. And you get 5 videos of me for like $199, which is insane, seeing as I charge way more than that for individual coaching sessions. So it's coming out soon, and you can get it, on my website, or I'll probably put it on Instagram or whatever. So it's like the first one is talking about, I don't want to give it away, but it's talking about like non-negotiables, whatever. And then we set you up for number 2 is like how to write your profile. I mean, number 3 is what, like it's really good. It's such good content. I don't want to give it away, but, and the videos will be yours to keep, which is really super cool too. So for you, those of you who coach with me, I'm sorry. But at the end, you can actually hire me to coach as well. So,
Yes.
But at $199 is a crazy price for this. So you want to get it while it's.
What a bargain.
What a bargain. What a bargain. Yeah. And it's cool. Like I'm really super excited. You'll get it. It's a 5-day series. So you'll get 1 video each day. They don't come all to you at once, like all at once. You'll get one on when you enroll. And then each day following is a different course.
Cool.
Isn't that cool?
It is.
Super excited about
Is that going to give me dating advice as well?
No, you don't get to do it
Why not?
because you're not dating.
Is there like a code I get? Like a free
Like it's going
download
to talk about
code?
like which apps to use now, the new apps, how to use them.
I would like to know what
how
apps to use.
Yeah, like all that. I mean, I'm really, really excited about it. The content is super good, and I spent lots of time doing it, and proud of it. It's good stuff. So,
I'm sure it is. Everything you do is great.
oh, thank you, thank you. So that's that. I think we're good. I think this was a good show, and I'm glad you were here, Jim. Thank you, honey, for doing this for me.
I'm glad to be
You can come
banished to the
downstairs
upstairs bedroom.
You can come downstairs now.
Okay. I
We
will
can have
come down.
mimosas.
Yes. We'll have mimosas.
Yay.
Cheers.
Everybody, cheers. And what's going on in the world? Anything exciting now that we can throw out there? No, I think that's it.
No,
No,
nothing.
Easter's over.
Easter's
Nothing.
over.
My
We're
kid's
approaching
graduating soon.
graduations. Proms and graduations.
Proms and graduations.
Social
Proms is-
distance proms and
Oh my
graduations.
God, we're actually having prom. Jonah gets to go to prom this weekend. They're coming up.
Are they wearing fish balls over their heads or?
Basically, they're not allowed to talk at dinner. Yeah, they're having dinner. They are allowed to take off their masks when they're outside, but during dinner it's inside. So they're not allowed to speak during dinner.
But you're breathing.
They're breathing.
Are they not allowed to breathe?
Because they take their masks off when they're eating. So they're not
Yes.
allowed. It's a silent dinner. I've never.
That is absurd.
Absurd.
Look, I'm pro-vax. I'm pro-mask. I'm pro-distance. I understand COVID is real. I'm not a denier, but that is moronic.
Well, they can't. There's no way. This is what they've said. There's no way to social distance them.
Sure.
There's 140 kids. So to put them in a place that they can eat safely.
They should use those big plastic orbs, those inflatable orbs. They should all be in their own orb
just not-
and then just roll around. I think the prom would be kind of cool. Who's going to enforce distance between the dance partners? I mean, is there like a 6-foot like noodle that like a
There's
swim
no
noodle?
slow dancing.
There's no slow dancing. So you're just fast dancing, breathing heavily,
Yes. Spraying
spewing COVID potentially. Do they have to wear masks for the dancing?
Yes, they have to wear masks the whole time they're there. They can't take off the mask unless they're eating.
Are the girls going to get special ones printed that look like their face? Like you can do that, like where it's like an
I'm
image
just
of
glad
your.
he gets to go, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's cool.
It's whatever.
My kid didn't get to go last year, but he didn't really care either way. So,
It's
which
just-
is sad, but
yeah. Well, I'm hoping that this will be better.
and we
for the
did
kids.
the drive-through graduation, so you don't even have to do that, which is nice.
No, we have real graduation and everything. They're putting them in pods, and I'm really happy about that. So,
Yeah,
and then he goes to Syracuse.
congratulations.
I'm like ready to cheer for another school besides my own. So I'm
Yes.
excited about
Well,
that.
yours isn't so good.
Michigan State's a great school, Jim.
Michigan State lost in the
Okay,
in the
bye-bye.
entry
Okay,
round.
everyone, thank you so
of
much
the
for
NCAA tournament, baby. They lost to UClaw.
Okay. Oh, which
Which
my nephew's going to UCLA.
There we go. And you get pissed when I call it UClaw, so I
I don't
continue
know
to
why
call
you
it
call it
UClaw.
That's crazy. Okay,
I
this
don't-
is enough. People,
Okay,
just
I'm
shut
sorry.
up.
I'll shut up. It's
we
we're
have
dragging on.
confidence.
How long's it been? Where's
A
their
long
timer?
time. It's way longer than a Just Gen. This is a half an hour Just Gen.
Oh wow!
They're normally 15 minutes, which is a micro session.
You set
Micro
a new
does-
you set a new world record for Just
I
Gen.
did. Longest Just Gen ever. Okay, y'all.
It
Thank
feels
you so
it.
much for being here. Thank you, Jim, for being here.
Thank you.
I hope you love this episode. If you do, please listen, follow, rate, and review. Rate and review, please. Rate, and review. I'd love some 5-star reviews. I never ask for them. But listen to me on Clubhouse. Find me there. I'm on Instagram. Oh my gosh, my new website is coming out. I have a brand new website at jenniferherbitz.com. As usual, grab my books, Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda, A Divorce Coach's Guide to Staying Married, or One Happy Divorce. Hold the bullshit. That's all. Have a great day, you guys. Go do something fun. Peace, love, and so much truth. Say goodbye, Jim.
Goodbye, Jim.
Bye, Jim. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Have
Jim.
a great day.